All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Just working on a new computer right now, so trying to, get used to this. So we're gonna run through this trade recap really quick. We ended up taking this short today on NQ. We ended up hitting 2 of the 3 TPs. I wanted to leave a runner down to these lows down here, but we'll get into this. There's really not too much to go over on this trade. It was pretty straightforward. So coming into market open, we had initial manipulation to the upside, and then we ended up manipulating down, and we ended up taking out this hourly low right here. We actually got an SMT because ES failed to take out that low. NQ took that low out. So we ended up getting a nice reaction up, and I just didn't get any entries on this leg up. And at this point, it was already around 9:40, 9:45. So I just decided to wait for 10 a.m. news. We had ISM at 10, red folder. So I kind of just waited for that. And following the news, we ended up putting in a 10 a.m. data high right here. So we got a sweep of this high. We ended up getting a leg back down. I think we bounced off a 5-minute bullish gap right here and then bounced back up. And then we manipulated and we took out the data high right here on this leg right here. So as you can see, we actually ended up putting in a bearish SMT because ES failed to take out the high. Where is it? ES, see, this is the data high right here. ES failed to take out the high. NQ took out the high. Therefore, we had a bearish S&T on the highs. And from there, I was looking for kind of like a Mac model style rotation back down to kind of rebalance this extended leg up, potentially into this 15-minute unfilled at the time. And then my idea was to kind of catch the higher risk reward down to this 3-minute unfilled and this 1-minute first presented down here. So basically, price ends up moving down and I don't see any inversion, so I actually wait for this 1-minute bearish fair value gap right here to kind of get respected, and I see in the 30-second that we're continuing to reject it. So as soon as we get this pullback in, we start rejecting. I get a little bit of a late entry on this. So I get in here, I get my entry at around 352. Executions are in the Discord, by the way, if you guys want to check that out. Links in the pinned comment. And I end up getting a late entry off this rejection candle right here. I run my stops. I think it was around the body or somewhere in and around here, whatever. We could just run it above the highs for now. And as soon as we came down and we filled this 15-minute unfilled at the time, which wasn't obviously the highest risk reward, this wick right here, as soon as we end up taking out these internal lows, we flush below on this candle right here. I end up going break even initially, and I run my stops a little bit above break even. I had it like sitting like, I don't remember, like maybe like 10 points or so above my entry. So we end up flooding down slowly. We chop around, and then finally we come down, we fill in that 3-minute, and I take TP1, and then we tap into the 1-minute down here, TP2, and then I took majority, and then I wanted to see price maybe flush down here, so I left the runner, and we didn't end up getting that. So once again, market open, we get that manipulation. We get manipulation up, down. We sweep the low. And if you guys did get that long, that would have been a great trade. I just didn't get any entries I wanted. We ended up waiting for news. We put in the data high. NQ sweeps the data high. ES does it. We get a 1-minute bearish continuation off this fair value gap. Again, I was looking for an inverse. I just didn't see anything, so I took the continuation instead because I figured there was no draws higher, and I just figured we'd have to at least rebalance this leg. So again, price comes down, takes out the internal lows. We fill in that 15-minute unfilled gap right here, and I go break even at that point, and then I let my trade run to the 3-minute because it gave a much better risk reward right down here, and the 1-minute unfilled, which was first presented right here. So that's it for this trade recap, guys. Total, we only ended up catching about 2.08R, which isn't too bad, but yeah, that's it for me, guys. We'll be back tomorrow at it again, and I'll talk to you guys then. Peace.